Well, hi there, this is DBT, and it's time to play a little bit of something. Basically, I just want to play a little bit of my mod in single player since I've been working so hard for... Yeah, I was gonna go with the internal meme, but let's just leave it at that. I've been working pretty hard on this, and sometimes I just want to have some fun in single player. So that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm gonna be playing Abyssal, I don't know, speed mapping session 25. Of course, there's an airplane, enjoy it. Isn't it beautiful? Yes, it is. Alright, so session 25 I believe it is. So the first thing I want to do, of course, is change these things. Oh, it doesn't allow me to change it over here. Okay. Then I guess I'll go with console. What is it called? Allow SB, allow crouch. Here we go. I want that. SB, allow jump. 1. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go with... Let's go with Doom and Doom 2016. And yeah, which champion? That's a good question. I don't know. I want to enjoy... You know, I haven't played much of Duke Nukem, so let's do that in normal max monsters. Now, I've played this just like a couple of maps here in this Mapset. I really haven't played it that much, so I don't really know what's waiting for me, and I can't jump. Apparently that was not the right thing to set up. Yeah, I just wanted to see the contrast between the good old Doom monsters and the newfangled D4T monsters, which, in case you didn't know, D4T is a mod that I made some time ago, inspired on Doom 2016, and that's where those monsters come from. But I still can jump, so let me just check. What is it? Is B no jump? Is it? No jump? No, then why can't I jump? Oh, do I have to set it up again? Allow crouch, allow jump. Can I do? Yeah, here we go. And let's save that with a test. No, not test. This is usually the name that I use for my games, but let's go with Duke Abyss 25. Here we go. Alright, so yeah, I've been working really damn hard on this thing for a very long time already. So, I don't know, I really haven't had much time to just have my regular fun, which is recording some of these videos and just playing, you know, for fun. So here I am, and I don't think I'll go into much detail about what I'm working on because, well, stuff is going to be announced pretty soon. Maybe by the time I actually upload this, stuff is going to be already announced, so we'll see. In the meantime, I just want to focus on how the champions play in single player. And actually I decided to play this because I've realized that, considering my schedule, my modding schedule and all that stuff, I don't really have that much time to play anymore, you know? So, at least not to play something in a very dedicated manner. So I've found that speed mapping is something that I enjoy a lot, just because they're, of course, really quick maps that somebody, of course, made in a very short amount of time. Or I don't know what's the rules for that. A couple hours, a couple days, I have no idea. Still. I like this type of maps because they're generally short. Sometimes they're difficult, of course, but I like that they're short because my attention span is just going down the drain, you know. Why can I not save? Oh, bind F6 quick save, is that what it is? Here we go, yeah. Oh, hello. No, I was supposed to kind of die there. Alright, fair enough. And that's how I did not get my first loot box. Oh, shit! See, that saved me right there. The fact that... Let me increase the music volume a tiny bit, just because I really like. I'm using, of course, the QCDE OST, the soundtrack. So there's that. So yeah, I really like speed maps because they're really short. They're generally challenging, but not in the slaughter map sense. At least, not so far. So I don't know. I like that. Well, I do appreciate, you know, like gigantic maps that were. In which the mapper spent, I don't know, like 5 days to get the most basic layout and, you know, things like that. Well, I can appreciate that, you know. Again, I have so little time nowadays to just sit down and play single player. That's, of course, by my own choice. I'm not complaining about it. Oh, there was an arrow there. Okay. yeah, by my own choice, but still, I have so little time to sit down and play single player that all I want to do is finish some maps quickly, get some of my loot boxes, and, you know, have fun. That's basically what it is. And hence my... Let's freeze this guy and kick him to death. Yeah, you can freeze monsters too. They actually have 2 stages of freeze. Well, you could say that they have 3 stages. One in which you can see like a ice piece on their feet. That means that they're quick frozen, and if you kick them at that point, at any point that they're frozen, they take a lot of damage, much more than when they are not frozen. Does it make sense? No, but it plays good. Then there is a medium, the long freeze, in which you see a big piece of ice in their, let's say, in their torso. That, as the name implies, means that they're frozen for a little bit more time, or a considerable amount of time. And then finally there's the final freeze, in which they just are themselves, a piece of ice that you can break for fun. How do I get those things without cheating? Is there a way to do that without jumping like a crazy person? Maybe not. Oh well, I'll just move on and maybe I'll revisit that at some point. Hello. So one thing I can talk about is, of course, while I'm playing single player, because that's when I have time to talk about this. One of the things that really, let's say, it's not problematic, but it's one thing that I really had to consider was how to balance the champions for single player, because, you know, some champions, like for example Nyx, are really not that useful in single player or in co-op. I mean, they can escape, of course, but that's about it. They have very small stack. They don't really have much to do. And in that case, particularly for Nyx, it was, you know, a problem that I just could not solve. I mean, with Nyx you get the free telefrag of 1 monster, but you don't get anything else. Okay. Ooh, rocket launcher, good. Now, I'm missing a secret. I know where the secret is, I just don't know how to get it. So, I suppose this is the exit, isn't it? Yeah, that's the exit. Let me just check quite quickly if I can get the secret. So for the case of Duke, freezing, in multiplayer, freezing the other enemies, it's a ridiculously useful thing. In the first version that we released, he was kind of underpowered. He was buffed ever since, and he's actually pretty good now. But in single player, it was always an issue, like, well, does he freeze monsters? So basically he just has a freezing plasma gun. Oh, there we go. Oh, I got a reliquary and there's a texture missing over there. Do I open it? That's the question, or should I save 55 loot boxes and open them all at the same time? Now let's open it and see what I get. Delayed quad damage, meaning that in the next map I get to run around like a crazy person and kill everything as fast as I can. So yeah, again, this is why, yeah, I didn't play this map. So basically I only played 2 maps that one time that I tried this. So yeah, in single player, it's like, so basically it's just a plasma gun, is that what it is? A glorified plasma gun for Duke Nukem? That doesn't seem like a really useful thing. So then I thought, well, I give it, of course it has ice damage, they're gonna be frozen on death, but what's the point? It's just a visual thing, freezing them on death. And then I thought, oh, what if you kind of freeze them like you freeze players? You can freeze them a little bit, not completely frozen, but enough, and while they're at that point you can kick them, and the kicks are gonna deal a lot of damage, and that's what I did. And I think it works pretty well, because it's not so good that you can just, you know, kill everything. It's good to, for example, if you're in a difficult spot and you got a Baron of Hell that is about to kick your ass, well, you just freeze it and you're done. Or, well, he's done. So long as he's close enough. That's one of the things that I also wanted to make sure it was balanced. That not everything is super great at long distance, or I don't know. It's a difficult case to explain. That balance came actually, came from multiplayer, of course, because well, I guess I can talk about the design of Duke Nukem on how I did it on Deathmatch and how that extended. Originally, when I decided to add Duke Nukem, of course everybody was clamoring for Duke Nukem, and he was already planned to be added. It's just that, you know, I couldn't add it right away on the release, because as I've mentioned at some of the point, now I understand why developers go with DLC, in the sense that, you know, you gotta put like a deadline, you know, like, come on, show yourself. Like, okay, we have to release by this date and no later than that. Because I know I was having fun originally when we were gonna release QCD. It was gonna come with 9 champions, and then I was like, ah, let's add this one. Okay, and let's add this one, and just to make it. Oh, no, I shouldn't do that. I'm not supposed to get that yet. Yeah, I was like, let's add one more. Let's add another one, and then suddenly I was in the situation. Where do I go now? I was in the situation where I was adding more champions, and I was just pushing back the release. So yeah, then I was like, I would really love to add Duke, but come on, let's just focus on what I'm doing right now and go no further than that. So yeah, that's why eventually I released Duke later. But anyway, when I was thinking about Duke Nukem, it's like, what is it gonna do? Because a lot of people just, you know, several people, I'm not gonna say that a lot of people, but just, you know, several people were telling me like, oh no, why did you add this thing? That doesn't make sense, the freeze thrower. Like, you should have given it the what is it called? Big weapon, Devastator. You should have given it the Devastator with 69 ammunition and go crazy with it. It's like, well, sure, the Devastator is a... Here it is. Okay, I was looking. What was I missing? I could have given it the Devastator, but the problem with that is that the Devastator is... What is it? It's just a simple weapon of DPS. A lot of damage in a short amount of time. That's it. That's all it does. It's not interesting. And at some point when we were showing some of the champions very early on the first teasers and all, some people were in a very valid way saying like, really? So this champion all it does is just fire some extra flames, in the case of Zedek, for example. So he just fires some extra flames and that's it? That's an ability? You're calling that an ability? It doesn't seem anything special other than, you know, dealing damage. And that was precisely why I did not want to add the Devastator to this guy or anything like that. I wanted something that was a little more interesting, a little more dynamic, you know? And sure, okay. It's debatable if I succeeded on that or not, but I honestly believe I did. Hold on, opening my loot box. I got ammunition, yay. So, oh, perfect, nice. So yeah, this doesn't look... What am I supposed to do here? Oh Jesus, okay, I don't understand this map, but I have to say that's very, very interesting. So I have to outrun this, maybe? Is that what I can do? Oh shit! Hold on, I'm focusing because this is interesting. Ah, come on! Really? I like the concept of this map. Actually, I could do just that. Now, okay, let's try one more time. I gotta remember. Oh, you know what's a problem too? So I'm just gonna cheat a little by jumping and gaining speed. That in this mod, by default, players are a little slower than the vanilla Doom guy. So this map might have been made with that idea. Ah! You kidding me? So, but anyway, I was talking about the ability of Duke. So, yeah, I just wanted something that... Oh, come on, really? I just wanted something that behaved a little different. And just raw damage of the Devastator didn't seem interesting enough to me. I'm gonna die. Well, I might as well, since I'm breaking stuff. Break it right? Not good! What happens if I just do this? I know, I'm kind of breaking. Okay, that didn't work. Actually, that worked worse. Ah! Getting stuck. You asshole. I'm not sure if this is beatable in QCD. You know, if I had the Inquisitor, this would be a... it would not be super easy, but it would be... Nyx. Maybe Nyx would be better. Okay, I'll try to keep talking about the Duke ability in a second, because this is actually requiring a surprising amount of concentration on my side. Oh, a lot of them explode already. Did I explode them? Maybe I did. Fuck. Well, it's a long course. I like it. I can appreciate the thought behind this. And of course, this is more difficult because these cyber demons do have some really nasty attacks and hit scan too. So this just comes to fuck me up. Okay, one more try. If I can do it, I might just sadly cheat. You know, this is a thing on this mod. Somebody was telling me at some point, like, why did you give, like, the big champions are too big and they can get stuck, right? So, and the small ones are too small and they can fit through weird places. So the champions that you're kind of like supposed to be playing for fun, it's the mediums. But you gave a lot of the medium champions like very silly... Oh, I don't know what's going on here. I'll just keep running. And you gave this champions weird mobility, and what the hell is that for, you know? Am I supposed to do something in here? Huh. Turbo barrels? Oh, fuck. Okay. Like that map. And they were saying, well, you know, why did you give, like, these abilities to break the map so easily? It's like, well, you know, it's a case of the user's discretion to break the maps or not. Like, for the most part, I tried not to break maps too much. I tried in general, even though I can, you know, jump and just finish the map in a second, like Map 03 on Doom 2. I don't know, it's a thing of, if you want to basically semi-cheat, it's not a cheat, but you know, if you want to cheat the map and just finish it like that, okay, sure, you're able to, or you can just, you know, try to do it the right way, whichever way you prefer. It's your thing, it's your problem, basically. Okay. Eee, that burns. Alright, so again, talking about the ability of Duke Nukem. So yeah, I just didn't want to have the Devastator dealing a lot of damage for the sake of just dealing a lot of damage, because that was not going to be interesting. That's why I decided to go with something a little more interesting. And actually Macaulay suggested at some point, like, why don't we add the shrink ray? And sure, that sounds interesting, but in general, trying to do that, like, to players and all that, the best you could do in this engine would be to morph the players into, I don't know, like a chicken or whatever, to imply that you made them really small. But again, for technical reasons, and I don't know, I just wasn't really convinced with that concept. It's interesting because it's one of the most original weapons in Duke Nukem 3D, and that's what we were going for things that were interesting, original in a sense. And yeah, that's why I decided with the freeze ray or freeze gun or whatever you want to call it. Okay, you know what? Fuck you. Oh, how did I miss that? Jesus, I'm too used to kind of do like last second flicks with the railgun, and that's why I hit that pillar 2 times. So yeah, that's why I went with the freeze gun. It's interesting. It's something that no other champion can do, and that's the thing, because just, you know, making it raw damage is like, come on, that's kind of boring. Like, so what? You just pull up a weapon that no other champion has, and you just deal a lot of damage. Is that it? It's not really that interesting, you know. I can't think right now if any one champion has that per se, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem interesting. How do I go over there? Like over here, you know, I could just jump and get over there, but that's not what I want to do. Oh, and excuse me about the noise over there. Maybe I should put my phone into silence mode. Give me just a second. Give me just a second. Here we go. Alright. So yeah, I don't want to just break the map. I want to figure out what am I supposed to do. Again, the previous map, well, there were some circumstances. What did they say? There's some special circumstances, I don't know, that require me to be jumping around and everything, but in this case I just want to see what do I need to do. Oh, maybe over there. No, that's where I was. So if that's where I was and I fell over there, was there anything else? Nope. That's about it, isn't it? I don't know where to go then. No, I tried. And yeah, in case you're new to these videos, I just tend to do that. I just ramble and then I lose. I forget what I was saying and ah, Jesus, hold on, I gotta take a call. Alright, and I'm back. And I had to take a call. And now I know that I have limited time because I got some stuff to do in real life. So there's that. So I guess I'll just finish this. For how long I've been playing? I don't know. Like 15-20 minutes? I have no idea. And that's good enough for one video. Yeah, just wanted to play a little bit of single player, and I really don't know where to go now. See, this is another one of those reasons I have a very shitty attention span, and sometimes when I'm playing really long maps, I get lost, and it's like, ah, fuck, which way did I need to go? Yeah, that kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. Oh, so that was a lift. Really? That was a lift? Okay. I guess it was my fault for not trying to use that pillar that had no indication that it was a lift, right? My fault. And I need some help. Okay, there's a red key. Where did I need the red key? Oh, in a switch, right? How do I get that bubble? I need that bubble. Oh, by walking around, of course. Okay, here's where I needed the red key. What did it do? Oh, it opened this thing. Oh, this is the exit? Huh. Then I'm missing something. There's two monsters alive. Where are they? Because I want to get my loot box. I want my loot box. Oh, there were stairs over there. I never saw that. Cool. Oh, and there they are. Alright. Open loot box. I got 10% cooldown. God. 10% cooldown, that's actually pretty cool. But alright, one more map and I'll call it a day. So yeah. Oh Jesus, is this another one of those tricky maps? I don't think I will be able to. Okay. Okay, so that was not a shoot switch, you know? Can I not press it at all? Oh, I needed to do that, right? Okay, let's try that again. Okay, they have killed themselves. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Run around like a crazy person, probably. Ah, Jesus. And of course I shot him. Yeah, I'm just killing myself at this point. I think the charm on this level is to not shoot. Is that what it is? I don't know. I don't see what I am supposed to do. Teleporter. Okay, upstairs. There's a switch. Come on, get the hell out of my way. Ah, screw you and your bullshit. I'm gonna die. Help, yes. Fuck. Fuck. Tribal, come save me. You're the ultimate weapon here. Yeah, I'll keep talking a little bit more about the champions in the next video I do of this. Maybe I'll just play with a different champion starting from the other map. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. That's one of the things that I found interesting while simplistic about this mod. You know, in my previous mod in D4T, it was a lot about finishing a mapset, you know, or going in long runs to get all the upgrades and all that kind of stuff to become super powerful and all that stuff. In here, I liked that it's much simpler. Hold on, trying to figure out what I did. I probably opened something down there, right? In here, you don't have to, you know, spend a whole lot of time trying to acquire your upgrades and all that stuff, because there's no such thing. In here, it's more, in a way, a little more like vanilla Doom. That's the exit, isn't it? Do I have enough anything to kill that guy? Maybe. I want to get my loot box, alright? Alright. Good enough. Now, thing is, you cannot freeze Cyber Demons, so it doesn't really make much sense. But I could at least deal a little bit of damage like this. Oh wow, those rocks are pushed by the... Alright, let's try from a different angle, and let's just use the almighty nail gun. So yeah, this is more about short bursts, this mod. It's Vanilla Doom, it's also a little bit like that, where you can just play any one map from pistol start in the sense that there's... Yeah, you're gonna lose your weapons, but that's about it. There's nothing else, like in D4T where you would lose all your upgrades that you fought 25 levels to get, you know, nothing like that here, so that's alright. Alright, this is gonna be my last map for right now. I got a mega charge that is gonna decay pretty fast, so there we go. Alright, so that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. This is boring, I know, but I have fun playing this and just rambling to the microphone. So once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on whatever I record next. Until then, later.